Hello everyone. So today I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. I will try to teach a banjo lesson. The reason I normally don't do this is because I'm not very good at it, teaching music, especially not when I need to break down an entire song and I don't know, play along with the tab or show you the different positions on the neck or whatever. I just suck at it pretty much. But I can tell you something about a tuning that I use quite often and I think is often overlooked. Sorry, that's my dog. He's chewing on a piece of bone. Don't mind him. It's a tuning that I think is often overlooked, especially by new banjo players. And when I found this tuning out, banjo playing became way more easier for me, and it's still the tuning that I use most often. So especially when you're beginning and you look up how to play banjo on YouTube, normally people tell you to tune your banjo into open G. Sure, especially when you're doing bluegrass, that's the way to go. And it is called standard tuning, but in my opinion it's not as easy to use and it doesn't sound as beautiful as double C for a couple of reasons. And the most important reason for me is atmosphere. So when you tune a banjo into double C like this, it immediately has a very different atmosphere than open G tuning has. It sounds more bluegrassy, open G tuning. It's harder to use in my opinion, and also open G never just sounds quite right in my opinion. This is a pretty decent banjo. Obviously I started on a beginner banjo. It doesn't really matter if you have a professional instrument or just a beginning instrument. Open G is a very hard tuning to tune your banjo into, and most of the time it doesn't really sound the way that you want it to sound. With double C, that's way easier. So enough of the theory, let's hop into it. So basically what you do is you take this second string, which is tuned to a B when you're in standard G, and you tune it up to a C. So to find that note, you go to the G string, you fret it on the 5th fret, and that's the sound your second string needs to make. So you tune this up one note from a B to a C. And then you take the low string, the low D string, and you tune it down one note, also into a C. So now you have two C's to play around with. This one. And you can see when I just stroke the banjo, it immediately has a very pleasant sound to it. This is also the case on cheaper instruments. It just makes it pop more, it sounds warmer, it sounds more in harmony than open G does, in my opinion. Okay, so I want to show you a couple of things around this tuning. So the main thing that I like about double C tuning is that you have the same progression of notes on this string, the second string, as on this string, the 4th string, and that's obvious because they are both tuned into C. So when you walk this second string up, you can also do that on the low D string, and it always sounds nice, and you can alter between those things. So when you're playing a melody, you can do it on both the high string and on the low string. And this also counts for droning. So when you play just a C chord, it's very easy. The only thing you need to do is take your index finger, put it on the 1st string, 2nd fret. That's already a C string. And when you start strumming in the humdiddly stroke, and you just start on the 2nd string, it's very easy to alter between the high string and the low string. There we go. You get what I mean. And you can also also use this in melodies. So for instance, when I'm just gonna play something and then you can hear me altering between the high C and the low C. So you can just drone it. And it also, especially for beginners, this is very nice. You don't need to hit that low string precisely, because when you happen to hit the other strings as well, it always sounds nice. And it also counts when you go way up the neck. It's way easier. The only thing I'm doing is moving my index finger around on the first string. So the octave over here, this is the 10th fret. It automatically sounds very nice. So let's just try to play a tune to illustrate a little bit what I'm saying right now. And again, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this. So we'll choose the same tune, Mississippi Sawyer. So you see what I'm doing is I'm playing a pretty basic melody. But the only thing I'm doing is I'm altering between these strings up here to the open low C string that I always have available up here. You should fiddle around with it a little bit. So the most basic thing that I can teach you is the chords that you need in double C tuning. So I already told this, but the C chord is very easy. The only thing you need to do for this is take the first string on the 2nd fret, stroke it, now you have a C. So when you move this finger up, that's the only thing I'm doing, just moving it up to the 10th fret. You have some sort of C in an octave higher. So the second chord that you need obviously is an F, and what you do for that is, what I usually do is you take your middle finger, you put it on the 3rd fret, 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then you take your ring finger and you put it on the 1st string, 3rd fret, and it sounds like this. So you have C, and then the 3rd chord obviously is a G, which is also very easy. It is, you put your middle finger, put it on the 2nd string, the 2nd fret, and then you use your index finger. You put it on the 4th string, the 2nd fret. use. Now, if you're a little more advanced, you can also, this is what I sometimes do, take an alternative version of those chords. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I don't know what the chord is called, but when you take this note, so the first string 5th fret, and then you take the 4th string 4th fret, this is also a kind of C, and then when you move it up like this, so 4th string 5th fret, 1st string 7th fret, and you also have that F, and then when you move it this way 2 more frets, you have a G. So let me just play something in the basic shapes and then moving it up on the neck. I feel like everything you play in double C already sounds very satisfying. So a slide on that G string from the 4th to the 5th fret. Very satisfying. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about in double C tuning is you can also switch to minor. And obviously you have sawmill tuning, which is an alteration to G. It's a G modal tuning. When you use double C, so just the exact same tuning, and you move your frets from the 2nd to the 3rd, so 0 or 2, that's major, and when you do 1st and 3rd, then you have a modal version of that. So again, yeah, I think it's better if I just play something. So this is major and this is minor. The only thing I'm doing really is moving my finger from the 1st fret, 1st string 2nd fret to the 1st string 1st fret. You can do some really cool things with this, and you don't need to do a lot of effort. It basically automatically sounds very cool. So. Break down what I'm doing there, but just fiddle around with the different notes. Try to start from the 3rd fret position. Sounds very groovy, very sad too. Still in the same tuning, and there are so many things that you can do with this tuning. Basically all the tunes that you know in G or A, you can also play in C. You can capo it up to a D and even to an E when you want to. The most important thing to think about is, why should you be doing this? Because it creates a certain atmosphere that's very fitting for some tunes that you want to play, and also it's very versatile and easy to play. So let me just play you a song to illustrate a little bit more what I'm trying to say here. Okay. The last thing I want to show you is what I found very irritating about OpenG is that you use these strings from the 2nd to the 4th fret, but then for this string, the 2nd string, you need to use the 1st fret and the 3rd fret. In double C tuning, you can also use the 2nd and the 4th fret for this. And that also counts for the low string. So the only thing you need to do is alternate between 2nd and 4th on this string, the 2nd string, and on the 3rd string, and on the 4th string. It's essentially pretty easy. So I don't know if people, if I made something clear or if you benefit from this video. I sure hope so. But just try to tune your banjo into this specific tuning. I'll put it into the description of this video, and just fiddle around with the notes a little bit and just try to brush it, and hopefully you will all immediately feel that it's way easier to use than OpenG. So thank you for watching this video, and perhaps I'll do another video on another topic. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.